Welcome to The Deciding Point, our Cracked Racquets weekly breakdown of the biggest storylines happening throughout the tennis world. On this week's show, we've got to put a bow on our coverage of the 2021 Wimbledon. Ashley Barty emerging as your lady singles champion, solidifying her spot at the top of the WTA rankings, earning the second slam title of her career as well. Of course, we also have to talk about some of the other storylines. Who were the biggest winners of the natural surface swing, the clay and grass court seasons here in 2021? Who are the players we should be watching most closely heading into the summer hard courts? And then, of course, who are the players closest to capturing the first Grand Slam titles of their careers? All of that and more on today's show. With that in mind, Westhoff, roll those credits. Let's get to it. Some trivia coming out of the 2021 Wimbledon for all of you. Who is the only player in the women's game to have reached the fourth round at all three of this year's Grand Slams? If you answered Iga Swiatek to that question, you would be correct. The 20-year-old Polish player solidifying herself at the top of the women's game. You look at her results over the last 52 weeks. She's 35-11 overall, won the first three titles of her WTA career. Of course, they come at Roland Garros, they come in Rome, they come in Adelaide as well. You look for her by every metric. She solidified herself as a top 10, perhaps even top 5 player. You look at the WTA ranking, she's up to number 8. Considering she's won a Grand Slam in the last 52 weeks, considering how consistent she's been, that number feels a little bit low. And in fact, you look at the advanced metrics offered by our friends at Tennis Abstract. Iga Swiatek rated 5th in overall ELO rating, which measures who you play, not when or where, like the WTA ranking system does. She's ranked 5th, in 2021 specific results. And again, you look at that consistency for her, 36-11 over the course of these last 52 weeks. She's reached 4 additional quarterfinals. Of course, in 3 of those 4 quarterfinals, she goes on to win the event. She has a winning record, 4-2 against top 10 opponents. She's got a winning record against top 20 opponents, winning record against top 50 opponents. She's one of the 4 women's players right now to be members of the top 15 club, top 15 in both hold percentage and break percentage. What more do we want from the 20-year-old to prove that she is already ready to be considered amongst the elite in the women's game? Again, you watch her play. Was she, hit off the court in her 4th round match against Ons Jabeur? No, she wasn't. It was a physical 3-set match, and you look for Swiatek, considering she's played fewer than 20 grass court matches, but is a former junior Wimbledon champion. For her to make the 4th round at that event, you feel like she's only going to get better. And yes, the creativity, the off-balance game of Ons Jabeur certainly threw her off in that affair, but again, that was one of 2 grass court events she was able to play in this 2021 season, and it just feels like her game is going to be able to translate across surfaces because that serve works across surfaces. Her athleticism, her ability to move into the outer thirds of the court, it works. The heaviness of that forehand, even on a grass court, becomes really, really difficult to play against. And then, of course, her ability to change direction with her backhand, her ability to put so many returns on the court and to hit them aggressively as well. Now, if you have enough pace, you can give her forehand return troubles, but that backhand return in particular, super, super special. She's comfortable moving forward. Again, the eye test suggests that she is already a top 10, top 5 player. Now, again, it comes down to what is your definition of elite? To answer the question of, is Iga Swiatek ready to be considered amongst the elite in women's tennis? A number 8 ranking, that's like right on the precipice, right? You're on the cusp. You're probably going to qualify for the year-end tour finals, but are you really considered someone who's winning slams week in, or titles week in, week out, winning slams each and every year? I don't know if a number 8 ranking usually belies that fact, but of course, again, the ranking's a little bit screwed up right now because of all of the COVID regulations. Nevertheless, you look for Iga. 3 titles on 2 different surfaces, 4th round at all 3 majors competed. To be the only player to say that speaks to her consistency, and again, the fact that her skill set will translate across surfaces. If healthy, if she's in the event, Doesn't matter what surface it's on, she's a threat to make a deep run, perhaps even win it. And again, it's the consistencies that she can hold serve with anyone, she can break serve with anyone, do all the little things you need to do, make all of the adjustments to compete against the various talents in the women's game. The advanced metrics to be top 5 in both ELO and overall, 2021 ELO and overall ELO, that's a victory. For her to have made, the only player to have made the 4th round at every Grand Slam this year, that's a victory. For her to be 36-11, a 77% win percentage, that's right around the number you see of a player ascending to the top 5 of the game. And then again, only 20 years old. She's still got at least a decade of fantastic tennis ahead of her. Again, she looks this good now. What's she going to look like 5 years from now when the mental side, the physical side are even further developed? I'm ready to call Iga Swiatek elite. I know some people say consistency is not necessarily a belaying of an elite trait. Just because you are having consistent success, are you dominating the best of the best? Are you truly elite? Some would say no for Swiatek. Again, only 4 quarterfinals in 14 total events. I'm ready to say yes. Throw me on the list there. Again, she's made, she wins the French Open, follows it up with a quarterfinal this year, 4th round at the other 2 majors. She's competing week in, week out across surfaces. I think the summer hard courts are going to be really good to her. Is she elite? If so, again, on a previous topic I talked, is the window still open for players like a Svitolina, like a Pliskova, like a Keys? If Iga Swiatek's already elite, the answer to that question is no, because with her, with Barty, with Osaka, things start to get really crowded now at the top of the women's game. But she still is 20 years old. We've yet to see her really lock into that elite status. She pulls off a title here in the summer hardcourt events, makes another deep run at a slam. There will be no denying it. It will be clear that it is time to consider Iga Swiatek amongst the elite in women's tennis.